corrected naked strikes and zero DTs. We did a zero DT segment last week of which we showed some numbers that we did not like. And we thought there was something wrong with our data.
Go back to the tape. That was like, this does not make sense. This does not compute.
I understand, but we had to take, the challenge we have is that the data that we have for zeros.
It's the data we have, right? I mean, there's.
We basically have to store everything in our own database, and we have to trust that the exchanges are giving us this and that. So we went back and we cleaned up the data. And we literally took us about a week. And because we feel like we have the cleanest, really one of the cleanest, best databases in the world for this kind of research. So we went back, we researched, essentially started from scratch. And now we have like results that make sense with clean data. Corrected naked strikes and zero DTs. We're basically doing the study we did last week, but we fixed everything. At tastylive, we didn't know there was a problem with the data until we saw the results and we're like, okay, something's wrong here. So we're learning to trade zero DTs together. Observant tastytrade viewers were able to spot that something had gone awry last week in our recent study. The results didn't align with their expectations. Same with us, Tony and myself. So digging in, we found a great deal of duplicated trade data from the past 2 months, which spoiled the study. These extra data points have been identified and they've been removed. So let's review the differences between the different short strikes for trading zero DTs now that the data is in much better shape.
Very good.
Let's take a look at the next slide.
They've been eliminated.
They have been eliminated. That's what happens when
That's what I like to hear.
When you mess with us, we eliminate you. Using 10 months of intraday data in the SPX options collected every 10 minutes, we examined the performance of the at-the-money straddle, and then we did 10, 25, 50, and 100% of the VIX-derived one-day expected move. So if the VIX was at 19 and the SPX was 4,000, a 10% out-of-the-money straddle would have been 5 points away.
Got it.
Okay?
Yep.
So we considered three types of traders. One who sold at the market open through the close, one who closed their position if it reached 25% of max profit, and one who recentered, same width, every time it reached 25%.
Very good. VIX
So when
is
we say
13, 14 now, so these numbers would be even tighter than the $10 that you have, 5 on each.
Yeah, and when we talk about essentially what we're working on. Look at some of these stocks. AMD up $1, Adobe up, Amazon up. They're coming for them.
Volatility winning again. Volatility been depressed all day, down 3 cents right now, /VX.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Anyway, so we looked at people who sold at the open and held through the close, who closed at the position reached 25% of max profit, and who recentered every time it reached 25% of max profit. We're much more of the kind of people that we just take profits.
Run like a thief in the night.
Yeah, we run like thieves in the night. Let's
We're
go
a one-trick pony.
Yeah, we are. We are. We're creatures of habit.
I'm not sitting here lying.
Okay, so the first one, held to the close. Bought at the opening, hold to the close. And you can see here that if you do the straddle, you're going to have it's the tightest strikes, obviously, and 10% out of the money, like we said, that's about $5 away, and 25%, 50%. That's of the 1 day expected move. Mm-hmm. That's what those numbers are, or 100% of the 1 day expected move. So if you move that far out of the money, you're not going to make a lot of money, but you're going to have an 85% chance of winning. Mm-hmm. You're going to have a lower C-bar, blah, blah, blah. You can see all the numbers here. Now, risk, right? The numbers make sense because there was
no way the straddle could make, on the last study that we did, the straddle was making all the money and everything else lost money and lost significant money. So
the question becomes here, where would you be? I mean, I tend to be wrapped around like 5 or 10%, 5, 10, 15% around the at the money. I kind of like it. That's what we did this morning. Let's see where we are right now. We did the at the money. We're about unchanged. But so we did the at the money. And that's my preference. is generally just do the at the money. Next one.
I mean, I don't think it really.
So these are when you close at 25%. Now, this is much better to me than holding to the end of the day because you make way more money and your win rate is so high. So
Sure.
why would you ever hold to the end of the day? So the whole first thing here is that
No hero crap. Yeah,
no
totally
hero
agree.
crap. We're not holding to the end of the day. This is very simple. You actually have a much higher win rate, and you make a lot more money. That 10% of the money, that
Almost
is
3 times as much, right? I mean,
Yeah.
well, not in,
with the
not-
lower C bar than the first slide.
Yes,
So
yeah,
this one, boom, closes 25% of max profit. Boom. This is your winner so far. Let's go to the next slide. Well, this is when you roll. Now you
You get paid to take a little bit of risk.
you get paid to take more
Which
risk.
is good.
Yeah, because we haven't moved much in the last couple of months.
True.
But your win rate
We
goes
had
down a
some
little
big
bit.
movement in the 10 months. We had a 20% move last.
Yeah, that's fair. And your C bar goes down a little bit. Not bad. So closing at 25% or rolling at 25%, both of those seem to work. Let's go to the last slide. Oh, no, go back one. I'm sorry, go back one. This is rolled. Go back one more.
The 10 to 25%.
Oh, okay. Those were all three. I just want to make sure I didn't miss one. Yeah. Okay.
10 to 25% seems to be.
10 to 25% is your number. Takeaways. Keeping the theory in mind can help you spot when results are suspicious, because that's what we did last week. We thought the results were a little suspicious. This confirms what we kind of thought all along. After cleaning up our recent 0DT option data, we find comparisons of different short strikes and management mechanics to be consistent with the longer dated options.
Before you get to the last one, which is really the takeaway and the meat of the whole thing, I got to give some credit to the viewers out there, because I got more than one email, got numerous emails on how something didn't look right. And there are people who will go in and research and check what we're looking at, and they also came back with different results, which was one of the reasons why we went back and took a look at this study. So kudos to you out there for double checking everything that we do here, and keep everybody on the up and up, because mistakes are made. Sometimes things don't look right, and you know what? You can justify it and make it better. It's good.
And then the last bullet. Taking winnings in 0DT was the key to success. Outside of that, the decisions of where to place the short strikes and whether or not to roll winning trades was about finding a balance between per trade risk and profitability.
Yep.
I have just found, the only thing I want to mention about this is I have found, for better or for worse, it's better for me when I'm more aggressive.
You also have a million other positions. Somebody who has a limited amount of positions, or maybe even a limited amount of capital in their account, and they're leaning heavy on this, thinking that the market is going to stay a little bit range bound on that day. I could see them closing and opening and closing and opening and reiterating exactly what's on the study. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, I'm also more of a sicko though.
On that note, I can't argue with anything that you said. Are you done?
Yeah.
We can take a quick 90-second break right now. We can come back. We got your friend and mine, Mr. Scott Sheridan, next. This is Tasty Live.